If you are a fan of softball, you are going to love the Fastpitch TV show. From softballjunk.com, we're bringing you more softball than anyone on the planet. Sit back and get ready. Here's the Fastpitch TV show.
Hello and welcome to another episode of the Fastpitch TV show. I'm your host, Gary Leland. I upload new episodes of this show all the time for you, so please come back and check us out for sure. Now, today's show, I have an interview with three-time Olympian and possibly the greatest softball player. I'm not going to say possibly, I'm going to say the greatest softball player of all time. So Lisa Fernandez, okay? Let's go to that interview right after this word about my Fastpitch magazine.
Oops, sorry. I was reading this month's issue of the Fastpitch magazine. What? You're not familiar with the Fastpitch magazine? Watch this. You are going to love it. Looks great, right? Want to find more about the #1 coaching tool on the internet? Go to fastpitchmagazine.com today.
Well, Lisa, I really appreciate you joining me today. This is quite an honor. As I told you earlier, I think you're one of the greatest player of all time. And I know you probably hear that a lot, but thank you again for joining me. And I have some questions here. My first one is, how old were you when you started playing softball?
Let's see, man, that was a long time ago. I started playing softball actually when I was 7. That was one of the first Fastpitch softball teams. It was Little Miss Softball. That was my first organized one. Prior to that, it was just sports clinic and playing league rec ball.
I haven't even heard of that association.
It's been a while. It's been a while.
Was there anyone special in your life that helped you get where you are today? You say, I know there are a lot of people, but is there someone that stands out?
Well, my parents. Obviously, my parents were instrumental. My dad is Cuban. He used to play semi-pro baseball there. And my mom grew up playing slow pitch softball. So together, I was always around the game. So they are the ones that actually really started me loving the sport. And then as I continued to grow and develop, Dot Richardson, really took me to the next level. She was someone that I was able to play with her on the Rebecca Breakettes, was able to meet on the national team, and we were teammates ever since the late 90s when I first got on the national team. Actually, the late 90s. What am I saying? The early 90s. I was in the Olympics in 96, so it couldn't have been that late. Oh, gosh, man, I'm in trouble. All right.
Don't age yourself there. Okay, and was there anything you did in particular when you got ready for a game? Did you have a routine, or how did you get ready for a game?
I'm so superstitious. I mean, it's crazy. From what time I get up, to what I eat, to how I get dressed, to what I put on what I put on TV. I mean, I have a complete routine.
Okay, so once you get going and you're winning, you're going to keep doing this.
Oh, for sure. Whether it's the same hairstyle, whether it's makeup, no makeup. I mean, whatever makes me feel like I'm going to have an extra edge against my opponent.
So what did you like to do when you weren't involved with softball? When you were off, when you weren't doing softball?
Well, prior to having kids, that is.
And I know how that is. And mine are almost 30, so that never stops.
Back in the day when I didn't have kids and I was competing, to me, competing was a priority. So anything low-key, whether it was reading a book, watching movies, going to movies, just hanging out, to me, softball was always a priority. And so whatever it was going to take to prepare me to be the best that I can be, outside of training, obviously that was number one. But on my downtime, I really like to relax and spend time with either friends or family.
Okay, this is similar to one earlier, but a little bit different. What factors really made you the player you are today?
Probably, physically I don't necessarily think I'm any different than anybody else. But from what people have said, it's my mentality. I've been blessed to, God's given me some physical skills, but maybe a mentality that's allowed me to push myself farther than most would ever go. And to me, I have a growth mindset where it's about learning and maturing and growing. So for me, failure is nothing more than just a way to inspire me to get better. And that's how I've always looked at it.
That was a good answer.
Thanks.
What is your, out of all, and you have so many, I mean, let's face it, you did great and you played a lot of ball. What is your favorite memory, your favorite softball memory out of all? And I kind of get to
answer that's similar from a lot of people. Let's just see if you get.
Well, I mean, of course, everybody would say the championships, whether it was the NCAA championships, obviously the Olympic gold medals. But what's amazing for me is the losses. I remember some heartbreaking losses that, always leave a lasting impression. And those probably made the biggest impacts on my career. For me, as I said before, I looked at failure as a way to inspire myself to be better and to be the best. And, I took those losses to heart and found the inner message within each one of them to figure out how I was going to get over the hump and how I was, either not going to let it happen again or make sure I was going to be better prepared. So I've got a lot of losses that have been ingrained in my head that I refer to back every now and then.
Well, now that's the original one for me. So, most people say the Olympics.
Yeah,
that's what I always hear.
Well,
It's such a big deal.
The Olympics, but I probably would never have gotten to experience the Olympics if I didn't really take to heart the experiences that I had in getting me to push my game and take it to another level.
Okay. Now, this one's a pretty easy one for you. How much importance do you put on mental preparation?
I think mental preparation is huge. I think visualization is huge. I think that's what separates the good from the great. I think physically, all these athletes are talented. They're all quick.
To make it
they're
to
all
this level,
fast.
you got to be good.
Absolutely. But it's really a mentality that really separates, who's going to get it done under pressure and who's the one that, when no one else is watching, is really going to do something that's going to separate them. It's easy to be great when everybody's watching and to push yourself, but when no one's watching, when you're training on your own, you have to have that inner voice that's really going to push you over the edge. And to me, that's what separates the good from the great.
I have to agree.
Yeah.
Completely. I don't think anyone can disagree. What is the greatest obstacle you had to overcome?
Wow. I've had a few obstacles actually in my career. Probably the biggest one is when I was very young. I was probably maybe 13. I was told that I'd never be able to pitch. My arms were too short and I didn't have the right size and the right build. And once again, my parents were very instrumental in just teaching me work ethic. If that's true and maybe your arms aren't long enough and maybe you're not going to be the tallest, well then my golly, you better make up for it in your mental toughness and your dedication and your hard work and you'll make up for those differences. And that was probably one of the things that was ingrained in me very young was it's not about what you look like or how you do things. It's about how hard you're willing to work to be the best that you can be.
Well, I guess you proved that the arm length is not the major requirement of a pitcher.
I hope so. I hope so.
And this one, since we're at the College World Series, we kind of know the answer to this. Question number 10 is, what is life after softball for you?
Life after softball? I'm still in it.
Yeah.
I'm still in it. I've got 2 kids.
I guess after playing.
Yeah, I got 2 kids. I got a 9-year-old and a 2-year-old, and the game is in my blood. I'm still in it. Coaching at UCLA, I can't see myself doing anything else besides being in the game and staying in the game in some capacity.
So now that we're through with my 10 questions I had, let's really get into it. What was the feeling coming back to your alma mater to coach? What was that like? I mean, because you could have gone anywhere. You might not have gone there. You wanted to get into softball, stay in softball, so you probably were going to coach somewhere.
Yeah.
But then to be able to go back to your alma mater.
Well, that's everybody's dream. There was a reason why I picked UCLA as a recruit. To me, it's the greatest institution that provides both academic excellence and also be able to take you physically to the next level with athletic excellence. And so, it was an easy sell for me. Why wouldn't I want to coach somewhere that I believed in so much as an athlete and as a player, and really who did so much for me? You talk about a Bruin family. There's been instrumental times in my career that, as difficult as they may have been, I've always been able to just head up the 405 and there I've got a family that's, welcomed me with open arms. So,
what does that mean, the 405?
That's the freeway that,
Okay, I'm sorry.
UCLA
I didn't know
is
that was some kind of nickname for the guys there or something.
No. 405 freeway, that's, kind of right along the UCLA, the university.
And now we're here at the College World Series. It's the 2015 College World Series. How has this season been for you?
This has been awesome. It's, this 2015 season, it's been so rewarding. It's a difficult transition from going from a player to a coach, and to be able to do that and see the rewards that these kids have been able to earn and to be able to receive, it's been amazing. And not just the accolades of the All-Americans and the Pac-12s and all that stuff, but it's really just the personal development that each of them have made, and to see them work so hard for something and to actually have an opportunity to achieve that dream. It's something that I was able to do, and now to be able to help someone else do the same, it's so rewarding as a coach.
Well, I want to thank you for taking the time to come with me. Like I said, I think you're are the greatest player of
thank
time.
you, thank
and I
you.
guess that's why they called you GOAT.
I appreciate that.
And thank you again for your time.
And thanks for doing this.
No, thank you.
All right, take care.
I appreciate it.
Do you need a softball bat? Do you want to save $30? SoftballJunk.com is offering an additional $30 discount off the price of all non-sale softball bats on their website. That's right, $30. So the next time you buy a bat, go to softballjunk.com and enter the code FPTV30 during checkout. And wham! You just put a cool $30 in your pocket.
Welcome back. Now that last short clip, that was my daughter Amanda telling you about my website, softballjunk.com. Make sure you save that code for $30 off your next softball bat. You can use that code at checkout, and you can use the code over and over and over and over. So share it with your friends. It's a great deal and a great way to save $30 on softball bat. Now, if you like this show and you like what I'm doing, I ask you at least check out my website, softballjunk.com, the next time you're looking for softball equipment. If I offer a competitive price, please buy from me and show some support for all the content I bring you month after month after month. Please tell your friends about the Fastpitch TV show and make sure and take a look at the website, like I said earlier, fastpitch.tv. Until next time, this is Gary Leland saying goodbye and thanks for watching.
This show is a member of the Fastpitch TV network. See all of our shows and blogs at www.fastpitch.tv.